All right, last theorem, theorem 6.6-8. This is not for parallelograms. This has to do with transversals. It's just included with parallelograms. So it says if three or more parallel lines cut off congruent segments of a transversal, then they cut off congruent segments of every transversal. So what that means is I'm telling you this line, and this line are parallel. We'll call them L, M, and N. That's an N. Okay, those lines are parallel. Then we have this transversal. We'll call it P. We have this transversal. You see these little hash marks? That means from here to here is the same as from here to here. Okay? Those little hash marks mean that they're the same distance. That's what this cut off congruent segments means. It means this transversal was split into this even piece and this even piece. Because of that, because these are the same, that's the if part, then they cut off congruent segments of every transversal. That means if we draw on another one, so this dashed one over here, looking at this one, we now automatically know this one is going to be the same as this one. We don't know that these are the same because the line at different angles is going to be bigger or smaller, right? You see how this from here to here looks way bigger than from here to here? Those are not the same. But on the same line, from here to here, will be the same as from here to here. So if I told you that these are the same, and I drew in another, that's not a line, another random transversal, there we go. And I tell you that from here to here is 3, length 3. You should be able to tell me that this length is also 3. Now some random skills you'll see on the practice here. You'll have to solve for x, just like in the last practice. You should be able to find length, and you should be able to draw in diagonals and use them. So just to go over some of these really quick. If I give you a parallelogram and tell you this angle is 60 degrees, what's x? They are across from each other. That means this one also is 60 degrees. So you'll need to remember that. That being said, if I tell you this one's 2x and this one's 60 degrees, we just said over here, they are the same, right? The ones across from each other are always the same. What do we do if we know those are the same? Set them equal. If they are the same, they're equal to x equals 60. If we want to find x, we can divide by 2. Now, what if I give you this angle 60 again. What is this angle? It's a question mark. You can't tell. These are neighbors, consecutive neighbors. That means they add to 180. So 60 plus our question mark equals 180. You can make that a variable. We'll make it y. You should know how to solve for y. The last thing you might be using is your diagonals. Remember, if I tell you this part from here to here is 5, you should be able to tell me this other side You also might have questions where it tells you this angle. You should be able to figure that out too. You'll be doing that on your practice.